manager Peter Beadle. Looked like a sticky start in more ways than one that today, but patience was the virtue today.
It wasn't a sticky start, it was another poor goal, reminiscent of Monday. And we've talked and we worked on it on Thursday about how we press and how we close down and making sure we don't give away silly goals, and less than 5 minutes and run down to a goal that, the lad's done great to get in there, but he's gone from the middle of the park to inside our box with not one challenge on him. So, like I said, I suppose it's just the thing we do. I don't know, but we need to be better at it, because we can't keep conceding goals like that. And especially, it was always going to be tricky. The pitch was always going to be tough, and then once we got here and saw it, we knew it was going to be tough. And they proved that to be. And when the keeper pulled out that save as well, great save to his right, we just thought, is it going to be one of them days? But I thought the lads after the sort of first 15 minutes were exceptional in the way they managed the game, and the way they got themselves back into the game, and how patient they were second half. We didn't try and force it, and we looked pretty comfortable second half.
And another big slope, and it does play a part, doesn't it? So you had advantage of that in the first half.
Yeah, it does, I suppose, because it's all, again, but only mentally. It's not physically. I mean, like I said, the lads are fit. They've got to go uphill, down the hill. Whether you do it first half or second half makes no difference. So and both teams have got to do the same. So to me, it's only a psychological thing that gets into their heads about the slope. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought even up the slope second half, we probably had 80% possession, and we looked pretty solid, defensively. And that third goal was all important. It took a little bit of pressure off, and even after the third goal, it was even more comfortable.
Yeah, you brought Jake Sinclair on towards the end, and you had to start without Ryan Green. Any news on what's happening with Ryan with that thigh injury?
Yeah, well, the thigh injury is nearly fine, but he's actually not well today. He's picked up this bug that's going around, this cold that everyone's got, so that's why he's not here today. He stayed away, which is the best thing for him. So, like I said, hopefully he'll be. We'll see how he goes and whether he's available for Tuesday or not.
You're happy with the shape of the team, and as I say, talked about the patience. To me, that's the way Hereford play now. Yeah,
I'm happy with the shape. It hasn't changed pretty much since in the 2 years that I've been here. We haven't changed the shape too much. Like I said, I like to play with wingers who are exciting and can go and play and get crosses in the box and play that style of football. And we've got a lot of teams that play three in the middle of the park, but like I said, if they've got three in the middle of the park, it means they're short somewhere. So we've got to make the most of where they're short. And like I said, and today we were patient, especially second half. Once we got ourselves 2-1 up, we were comfortable, and like I said, at half time, no bad start. Make sure we're patient, wait your turn. And second half, we opened them up quite a bit second half and just didn't quite put one away. John had half a chance, and we had Moles had half a chance, and then eventually, like I said, great play over our side of the pitch, great closing down that we worked on Thursday to make sure we put pressure on the ball, and we won the ball back high up the pitch, and then it opens up, and Tristan gets his goal, and I thought he was excellent again today as well. A great assist and a goal as well to go. We just need 90 minutes out of him now.
How much pressure is there now, having got this lead? Is it pressure of the unbeaten run, or I know every manager will say we take every game as it comes, but
we do.
It is an unbeaten run. It's stretched so far now, unbeaten away from home in the league since Highgate away in the MFL. Do you feel no pressure at all with that?
No, because like I said, every game could be the one. But if you're worrying about that, then you're not focusing on what you should be doing, which is making sure we prepare properly, making sure that all the players have as much information, they know exactly what their jobs are, and we go out and perform. First and foremost, we match their energy levels, and then we try and push them on from there. And then after that, we try and get the result. But that won't change, and it won't change if or when we lose. It won't change. We still want to do the same thing. So the pressure comes from managing Hereford because of the expectation level. For me, the players, you try and take it away from the players, and look, we just want them to come and play. Most of them here now are used to playing in front of the crowds we have at home. A lot of them are used to the expectation level, so they understand what's required. Some of them are still getting used to it, that have just joined, are still trying to get used to it, because they've been at clubs where the expectation level isn't as high as what it is here. But like I said, but surely you want that. That's what you want. That's what in any job that you want to relish the challenge. And all through my playing career, I love the challenge, and this is no different. It's it's a fantastic job, but it's a challenge, because as good as a job as it is, they expect to win, and the supporters expect to win. So so we have to keep winning and win more. Certainly win more than we lose. And like I said, I got to credit the players, the ones from last year, the ones that are here this year, the ones that have moved on from this year, because it's not easy. Like I said before, it's not easy to play here. So, but there's no pressure. There's no pressure. We know what we're coming into every game we play. We know what to expect. We know that the teams are going to be trying to knock us off our perch because we're everybody's big fish. To us, it's just a game. To me, it's just a game that we want to go and win. But everybody else, it's a much bigger thing than that. So there's that added pressure. But I think that sometimes works against them, not us, because they want to do so well. And teams, as we've seen certainly at Edgar Street on the pitch there, sometimes that enthusiasm gets the better of them, and we've seen certainly more last year than this year. But the team's going down with cramp and getting a bit ragged towards the end because they put so much into the early parts of the game because they want to do so well. For me, that says they're cheating their manager a little bit because they should be like that every single game. And it should be. There's no right way of getting away from it. If you can raise your game 20% to play against Hereford, why aren't you doing it against? No disrespect, why aren't you doing it against Wantage, Slimbridge, Bridgewater? Why aren't you doing it against them? So you're cheating your manager. So first requirement here, whether we were top or bottom, would be 110% every week in training and in the way we play.
Are you able to give us any sort of insight into how you're going to set objectives from here on in? With this lead that you have, is it going to be points targets? Are you going to have milestones along the way towards what you hope is a title?
The objectives are keep winning, win every game. As I said before, we will try and win every game we play in. I'm not a defensive-minded manager or coach. Never been that way. Even when we took over the old Hereford, we changed the style of football in 8 games. And everyone talks about certain games and that, but I thought in the last certainly 3 games of the season, Tamworth, Alfreton and Aldershot, I thought the lads were exceptional in them games because of the way we played and how we played. And that's the way I've always been, and that won't change. Obviously, sometimes you get it wrong as you change tactics during games and things like that, but like I said, I won't change my philosophy of how I want this team to play. And like I said, I think it was mentioned before, that's the way Hereford has a reputation for itself of being a team that plays in that manner. Sometimes we have to change because pitches or the game will change. Circumstances, you can't play like that all the time. So we have to. Sometimes the circumstances dictate the way we play. But 80%, 95% of the time, I want us to play the way we play, which is fast, effective, free-flowing, forward, exciting football. Like I said, but obviously that we have to keep winning as well to do that.
And finally, a little bit of speculation off the pitch about player movements. Is there anything that you can talk about?
If you tell me what speculation is, I can tell you whether it's right.
Interest from other clubs about Hereford players.
Well, I don't know. Well, you know more than I do then, because I've not heard any speculation. We had no at the moment. I haven't spoken to Martin. We've had no 7-day approaches from anybody. So until we get the 7-day approaches from people, then as far as I'm aware at the moment, then no one's shown an interest in any of our players. Oh, they might have been interested, but they haven't made an official approach for any of our players.
So are you likely to offer contracts to players that are not under contract at the moment?
I think you always look at, you don't want to lose your assets, but we also can't be held to ransom because our budget has to be like our play. It has to be free flowing and fluent, and to have when you've tied all your money into contracts and you have to pay them all their money week in, week out. So that's not good business when you've got everybody on that, because that also means that if I lose a couple of players for injury, I can't replace them because that money's not available then. So we have to be careful how we do it. I'd like to think that it would have to be one hell of an offer from another club for a player to leave here right now with everything that's going on. So far, so I'm aware, every player here is happy. They're happy to be here. We've got so many players on contract. There are a few on contracts at the moment. And that's the way it'll stay. If 1 or 2 keep going the way they are, then I think it would only be right they've earned a contract. But right now, as far as I'm aware, certainly from Martin, there's been no link with us with anybody else. I've not heard any whispers or any rumours. So like I said, until we get that official, we've had an interest from somebody else, then we just keep going as we are.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.